A very good morning, students. Today we are going to see the power of Supreme Court to transfer the suit. Now, in our yesterday's lecture, we have seen the power of the court to transfer and to withdraw the suit, wherein we have dealt with the power of the High Court and the District Court to transfer and to withdraw the particular suit which is filed before one court, and the transfer application has been made to some another court for the purposes of transferring that particular matter in that particular court wherein the transfer application has been made, or to some another subordinate court which is having a competent jurisdiction to entertain the same. Now, in today's lecture, we'll be dealing with section 25 of CPC, which speaks about the power of the Supreme Court to transfer the suits. Now, students, let us see what is actually the power of the Supreme Court to transfer the suit. Now, when we are talking about the power of the Supreme Court to transfer the suit, one important thing which we have to keep it in mind is the Supreme Court is empowered to do certain acts. Now, what are these powers of the Supreme Court? Supreme Court is empowered to transfer a suit, transfer an appeal, transfer other proceeding from one high court to another high court, or from a civil court of one state to a civil court of any other state. ध्यान से सुनिए, सुप्रीम कोर्ट को ये पावर है कि वो क्या कर सकता है, ट्रांसफर कर सकता है सूट को, अपील को या फिर अदर प्रोसीडिंग्स को। अदर प्रोसीडिंग्स का मतलब होता है एग्जीक्यूशन प्रोसीडिंग्स भी इसमें इंक्लूड मानी जाएगी। ये ट्रांसफर हो सकेगा एक हाई कोर्ट से अनदर हाई कोर्ट को, या फिर एक स्टेट में सिविल कोर्ट जो है उस सिविल कोर्ट से दूसरे स्टेट के सिविल कोर्ट में भी यदि हमको सपोज ट्रांसफर करना है, then in that case Supreme Court is having a power to transfer that particular suit. Now, ये कब करेगा? When Supreme Court would exercise this power, तो Supreme Court would exercise this power on the application made by the parties. पार्टी जो है वो एप्लीकेशन करेगी और एप्लीकेशन करने के बाद में ही सुप्रीम कोर्ट जो है वो क्या करेगा, इस मैटर को या इस अपील को, सूट को या फिर अदर प्रोसीडिंग्स को ट्रांसफर करेगा। ये जो भी एप्लीकेशन बेसिकली पार्टी करेगी, वॉट एवर द एप्लीकेशन द पार्टी इज मूविंग बिफोर द सुप्रीम कोर्ट फॉर गेटिंग द मैटर, सूट, अपील और अदर प्रोसीडिंग ट्रांसफर्ड from one high court to the another high court, or from one civil court of one state to a civil court of another state, need to be supported by the affidavit. Affidavit से इसको हमेशा support किया जाना चाहिए। Now, what compliance do the Supreme Court do on receiving the transfer application? एक बार जब ट्रांसफर एप्लीकेशन सुप्रीम कोर्ट के पास में आ जाता है तो वो कौन से कंप्लायंसेस है जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट को करने पड़ते हैं while entertaining that transfer application या फिर before entertaining that transfer application? Firstly, give notice to the parties and give them the opportunity of hearing. Like in the same manner we dealt in our earlier lecture wherein we discussed the powers of the court to transfer that particular matter. Then in that case, here also the Supreme Court is having a power to give to transfer the matter from one high court to the another high court, but that basically power would be exercised only on the application made by the parties, and after the application been made by the parties for the purposes of getting that matter transferred, Supreme Court would make the other party give notice and the equal opportunity of being heard to both the parties. Now, being satisfied, the Supreme Court may direct the matter to be transferred to a different court. Transfer can be made at any stage. It could be made at any stage provided before passing of the order. So, it could be made at any stage, may issue direction to a transferee court. So, while transferring that particular matter, what the Supreme Court may do? Supreme Court may issue a direction to a transferee court to conduct de novo trial. To conduct de novo trial, that is to say, to conduct the trial from the beginning itself, or may or directed to proceed with the transferred matter from the point it was transferred. तो जिस भी point पे उसको transfer किया गया है उसी पॉइंट पे से वापस से प्रोसीड फॉरवर्ड करने के लिए कोर्ट जो है वो डायरेक्शन दे सकता है लोअर कोर्ट को। या फिर हाई कोर्ट को या फिर सिविल कोर्ट को ऑफ द अदर स्टेट. Now important point which we have to keep it in mind is after transfer also the matter shall be dealt with under the same law which was originally applicable to it in the transferor court. ट्रांसफरर कोर्ट में उस मैटर के ऊपर जो लॉ एप्लीकेबल था वही लॉ ट्रांसफरी कोर्ट में भी अप्लाई होगा. If the Supreme Court found the transfer application to be frivolous or vexatious, it may grant a compensation to the opposing party not exceeding rupees 2000. अगर सुप्रीम कोर्ट को ऐसा लगता है कि जो भी ट्रांसफर का एप्लीकेशन किया गया है वो कैसा है, फ्रिवलस है या वैक्सेशियस है, इल विल है, कंसीलमेंट है, फ्रॉड है, मिसगाइड करने का है पर्पस, या फिर सामने वाले के अगेंस्ट में बैड लिटिगेशंस को डालने का बेसिकली पर्पस है, देन इन दैट केस कोर्ट जो है वो क्या कर सकता है, अपोजिंग पार्टी जो है इस ट्रांसफर एप्लीकेशन में उस पर्टिकुलर पार्टी को कॉम्पनसेशन ग्रांट कर सकता है और ये कॉम्पनसेशन का जो अमाउंट है ये 2000 रुपए तक का हो सकता है. अगेन इट मे डिपेंड अपॉन रैंक ऑफ द पार्टी इन द सोसाइटी. Now under this section only the Supreme Court is having a power to transfer the matter and no any other court. So under this section 25 of CPC, herein the power has been given to a Supreme Court wherein the Supreme Court can exclusively exercise the power to transfer the matter and no any other court would be having a liberty to transfer the matter under this particular section. Now there has been an amendment of section 25 and let us see what are the effects. So if we take into consideration the old section 25, then in that case we would find that earlier it was the state government who was empowered to transfer matter from one high court to another on receiving a report from the judge of concerned high court. जज जो था कंसर्न हाई कोर्ट का वो एक रिपोर्ट सबमिट करता था स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट फिर एम्पावर रहती थी उस पर्टिकुलर मैटर को एक हाई कोर्ट से दूसरे हाई कोर्ट में ट्रांसफर करने के लिए. प्रेजेंट सेक्शन क्या बोलता है, अमेंडमेंट जो हुआ है सेक्शन 25 में, व्हाट डज इट सेज, द सुप्रीम कोर्ट इज हैविंग अ पावर टू ट्रांसफर द मैटर फ्रॉम वन हाई कोर्ट और द अदर सिविल कोर्ट इन वन स्टेट टू अदर हाई कोर्ट और सिविल कोर्ट इन एनी अदर स्टेट. तो अभी प्रेजेंट में ये पावर किसके पास में है, तो सेक्शन 25 के अनुसार प्रेजेंट में ये पावर जो है ये अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट के पास में है. अगर हम ओल्ड सेक्शन 25 देखें तो वो कैसा था, एक तरीके का पूरी तरीके से जुडिशियल फंक्शन था, इट वाज प्योरली अ जुडिशियल फंक्शन एंड स्कोप जो था बेसिकली ओल्ड सेक्शन का वो बहुत ही लेस था. अगर हम बात करते हैं नए बेसिकली अमेंडेड पार्ट की या अमेंडमेंट जो बेसिकली कैरी आउट हुआ है सेक्शन 25 में, अगर हम उसको देखते हैं तो विल फाइंड दैट द पावर ग्रांटेड टू द सुप्रीम कोर्ट इज वाइडर देन इन कंपैरिजन टू द state government so far as this particular transfer of the suit from one high court to the other high court is concerned. Here the Supreme Court has been given a power and the state government power has been withdrawn. Now if we take into consideration the entire concept, then in that case what we come to know, students, we come to know that the high court, the district court and the Supreme Court, they are having a power to transfer the matter, but they have to exercise that particular power by the virtue of the provision which has been provided under CPC. If we take into consideration the High Court and the District Court, then in that case we'll find that the power to transfer the matter has been provided under section 22 से लेके 24 तक, and when we deal with the specific power, the special powers of the Supreme Court to get the matter transferred from one High Court to the another High Court or from a civil court of one High Court to a civil court of the another state High Court, then in that case we would say that section 25 wherein the Supreme Court is having a wider power and there is an amendment to that. Earlier this power was only restricted to a state government, but now it has been taken from the state government and has been granted to a Supreme Court for the purposes of transferring a matter from one high court to the another high court or from one civil court of one state to a civil court of the another state. I hope student you understood the concept.